What's going on, guys? Welcome back to T.W.T.V. I know I haven't posted anything in a while, and mainly my excuse or reasoning is I haven't done a lot of reselling videos in a while, but the reason I named this channel T.W.T.V. is because I never wanted it to be totally about one thing. I always just wanted it to be Trey Wells Television. So, today I'm here to tell you about how I lost my iPhone at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And the reason I want to tell you this story is because when I was scouring the internet looking for answers, looking for somebody to tell me who has this happened to, I know I can't be the only one, and tell me how you got a solution. I think to start off the story, I should tell you how I went to Busch Gardens. So, a friend and myself were looking for something to do outdoors that would also equivalent to something to keep us occupied throughout the day. So we decided to go on a 3-day camping trip, 4 days, 3 nights, to Anvil Campground. And the park was closed Thursday, it was open Friday at 2, and Saturday all day. Friday we went, and it was the first weekend of Hall of Scream. There were scaring events, there were haunted houses, certain rides were closed in order to make a haunted house. And we just kind of enjoyed the moment. We were very living in the moment, hopping from place to place, trying different beers, eating different foods. So we didn't take many pictures. We were busy. Saturday, the same rules had applied as Friday. Only the difference was, on Friday we could have showed up when they opened, at 2 o'clock. And then Saturday we decided to show up at like 5-ish, because it had been raining. Well, we show up at like 5, and a lady, a very stern lady, I'll never forget her, was like, "No bags after 4 p.m. And it was the same backpack I had worn the day before. Small, we carried our phones, our battery banks, sunscreen, and she was like, "Doesn't matter if you had it after 4 p.m., no bags." Which made no sense to us. So if you show up at 3:59 with the same backpack, come on in. 4 o'clock hits, stop. No backpacks. So we asked her very nice, we were like, well, we were going to buy a locker anyway. Do you have lockers that we can buy outside the park? No. Okay, what's our solution? Put it in your car. Well, we took an Uber. Went to customer relations and kind of explained the situation. We're like, hey, listen, we Ubered here, we had the same backpack the day before. We read all the general admission rules. We know we can't have outside food or drink, yada, yada, yada. We brought a water bottle and this and that. And they were like, well, listen, we can't hold it for you. We don't have outside lockers. So you'll have to find some other way to keep your stuff safe if that's the route you want to take. What do we have that we absolutely have to take? So we took our wallets, took our phones, like my new prescription sunglasses that I have. And I kind of filled our pockets with everything we could that was important. Found an area and buried it. We buried it behind some leaves and dirt and we're like, and I told Siri to mark this location as my parked car. It's like, treat this like it's my parked car because it's all my bags and stuff. Getting to the park at like 5 o'clock. We're running around. We're jumping on roller coasters. We're eating food. We're tasting the Scream Ale, which I do have an example for you. Scary good beer. I had been avoiding the Griffon all weekend because that ride has plagued me since I was about 12. Never wanted to get on that roller coaster. That roller coaster terrified me to my core. When I think about it now, what makes it so scary is it's floorless. You're 205 feet in the air, and they're gonna hang you over the edge before they drop you. Didn't have our bag. I had to have my phone on me. We needed it to take pictures. We had taken no pictures the day before. I couldn't bring my backpack in, which was a fine backpack at 3:59, but at 4 o'clock was a no-go. And we purchased a locker, but if I had put my phone in my locker, we would have had no navigation throughout the park and wouldn't have been able to take pictures. So anyhow, I convinced my friend that, hey, listen, I need to get on this ride. I need it to conquer my fear. Jumped around the park, had a couple more Scream Ales, and I got the confidence to get on the ride. While I was there, I saw Verbolten Troll. So if you're watching videos on Busch Gardens outside of losing your phone, you've probably found Verbolten Troll somewhere. Head back, eyes up, find a spot off in the distance. That guy.
Verbolten Troll, this is Griffon. It's about a mythical creature that jumped 205 feet down a mine shaft. Long live the French Quarter. Let's do this. Head back, eyes up. Head back, eyes up. Take a spot off in the distance. Head back, eyes up. Let's do this. Let's go.
We saw him in line, and anyway, I decided to sit back row because I figured watching all of Verbolten Troll's videos, I was like, back row is the row, like you don't necessarily hang over the edge like the other ones. Like I think I can stomach that one a little bit more than the other. Get on the ride, and we're clucking up. When I realize, shoot, my phone is in my pocket. And they have signs all over the park, almost at every ride, of this. And I'm going to put it right here. You think it's safe in your pocket, but the ride always wins. I read this sign. I saw this sign multiple times. So I can't blame Busch Gardens. They warned me. They forewarned me in a million different areas. But I had Apple Care, so I'm like, I got insurance. These guys don't have insurance, so that's why their phone's all busted up. Well, I didn't have Apple Care, theft and loss. We hang over the edge, we ride the ride. Ride comes to a thank you for experiencing the mythical ride of the Griffon. Exit to your right, yada yada yada. And I do the pocket tap. Phone is gone. Look at my friend and I'm like, man, phone's missing. And he immediately is empathizing with me, like, what do you want to do? And I told him honestly, knowing where we were, I was like, listen, I could talk to everybody in this park, and they're all going to tell me the same thing, and nobody's going to really be able to help. They're not going to stop the ride or stop the fun of other people to go find my phone that I shouldn't have had on there in the first place. So, no. Our best option right now is to have fun for the next 2 hours while they're still open, and then I'll deal with it after. And so that's what we did. On the way out, we had fun. We rode Pantheon. We got to loop Apollo's Chariot because nobody was in line. We got to ride Pantheon twice, so it was a ball. I don't regret any of it. On the way out, they were like, "Hey, fill out a report." So I told them the serial number, I told them the color, I told them the make, the model, I told them where I lost it. I showed them. Well, I didn't show them, but in the report they had you upload pictures from Find My. So I did that. And I asked them, honestly, I was like, so listen, when do they do ride maintenance? When do they do cleanup? When does landscaping go in there and trim the bushes? When can I expect someone to find or stumble across my device? And nobody could give me an answer. But I left them with the report and figured, what's done is done. This is my best avenue. Let's go. And I got home, and that's when I really started stressing about it. Like, we have left where I can go pick it up. Like, I am now in the area of, like, it's going to have to get mailed to me. I'm freaking out. I'm looking at Reddit, and I find 2 threads. One guy never got it back. One guy got it back, like, 2 days later. So I'm like, okay. 2 or 3 days passes by. I haven't heard anything. I'm emailing the thing I entered in my report in, and they tell me, well, we're just a software company. We just build the software. We don't actually have any participation in the actual finding or investigation of your device. It's like, okay. So I call Busch Gardens. Hey, well, we're just a call center for all things SeaWorld. We don't actually talk to the park. Well, can you put me on the line with somebody that is at the park? Well, they don't really have a phone number. I'm at a loss. I'm getting upset because nobody seems willing to help. On the 10th day after I lost my device on September 8th. And on September 18th, my mom gets a call because I placed her number down as like a number you could reach should something happen. Of my device. And they say, Trey, we think we found your device, but it's got no case on it. The screen is shattered. It won't turn on. It's got no stickers on it. Nothing to identify it as, like, yours. It's just another phone in the pot. What can you tell me," he said, "to show me that this is your phone?" And I said, "Not to worry, pop out that SIM tray and I will read you the numbers that are engraved on the inside." Sure enough, it was my phone. They mail it back to me, and now I'm in the process of getting it fixed. This is the device here. It is totally shattered on the front. It won't turn on. There's no vibration when you flick the switch. Not sure if you can see it at this camera angle, but there's condensation in the camera lenses where it got rained on for several days while it was waiting to be found. So it's done for. But I have the insurance to get it replaced, so I can get it swapped. Really what I'm on here to tell you is if you identify it well and you talk to them, there's a good chance you'll get it back. I explained to him, I was like, "Listen, I work in customer service. I get how it is. I'm just looking for that one person that's willing to go the extra mile for me and tell me something. Tell me when they do the maintenance. Tell me when they do the landscaping. Tell me if you've already done it and you didn't find anything. So I can come up with a good plan." And I found that one person that got me actually in touch with somebody at Busch Gardens who was willing to kind of walk me through these steps. He'd email me every couple days of like, "Hey, we still haven't found it. It hasn't come on my desk. It hasn't made its way in the safe." And so when they did, they knew who I was. And they knew I was actively looking for it. And I did get it back. If anybody out there is stressing and you've lost your phone on the ride, I will tell you that don't worry. There is an avenue to get it back to you. There are support levels to get it back to you. Hopefully you have coverage on it. As you see, mine is destroyed, like I said. But if you've got all those bases covered, just be patient. It did take several days. Today is now September 26th. Again, I lost it on the 8th, and it just made its way back to me. So it took several weeks, but I've got it back. And if you can deal for a few weeks without your device, there's a high likelihood that they will find it, and if you've got the protection to cover it, you'll be in good standings. But anyhow, that's my story, and for any of you out there that are stressing, please feel free to leave comments. Feel free to take a like on the video. I am never going to berate you for, "Oh, you put people's safety at risk for leaving your phone in your pocket." I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. I made an honest mistake with circumstances that led up to the mistake. So, this is a safe space to leave comments, to ask questions, to leave feedback, and to talk with each other. And anyhow, I'm glad to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it if you watched it all the way to the end. Again, this is T.W.T.V. I want to make this Trey Wells television. It doesn't have to be reselling videos or any particular video. It's just me, Trey Wells, on TV to you guys. So, thanks again, and I hope I see you again soon.